on, let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see, a big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Welcome everybody, welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker and we have a super show today, starting off with Jamil Butler. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing great, thank you.
And you brought a wonderful guest with us today.
Yes,
Her name
I
is
did.
Robin Kimball. Robin, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous.
You are doing fabulous, you look fabulous, and especially with this darling little schnauzer in your lap here. So what is this schnauzer's name?
Her name is Smokey.
Smokey, that is excellent. Well, I am so glad that you brought Smokey. Tell me where you got Smokey.
I actually got Smokey from a lady on Facebook. She just had a baby and she wasn't going to be able to take care of the dog anymore, so this was a last ditch effort. She was taking her to the pound. So I hurried up and snatched her up. She was all matted up and sad and everything.
Well, that lady definitely should not have had this dog.
Yes, I agree.
But I can see this dog does love you. Now, how old is the dog, do you know?
She's a little over 2 years old.
Little over 2 years old, and she is definitely a schnauz. Just darling, actually. I don't know where the lady got from her. This is the thing, folks, a lot of times when you adopt a dog or get it from someone like off Facebook or something like that, you do not know the history of the dog. It's an X factor. So as we always say, dogs don't reveal their true personality until they're comfortable in their surroundings. Obviously, this little dog came through well.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of times, you know, they will fool you and turn out to be something that is not quite what you want. But the important thing is, if this had happened, you could have alerted somebody, gotten some training and this kind of thing. Taking the dog to the shelter is not a total answer in so many ways.
I agree.
Jamil, I'm so proud that you brought her in. So obviously you guys are friends,
Yes.
and you know, this is a great event for us because it just proved. Look at her; she loves you so much.
Well, when I saw her, I just fell in love. I knew you would like her. That's what I was telling her.
Oh, you're talking about the dog?
The dog, yes. Yes, I mean, I was telling Robin, I was like, man, Pat will love Smokey.
Oh, Smokey is wonderful,
Yes.
just great. And that is why we have made Smokey the Dog of the Week. We have a little gift bag for you that I will give you a little later. And we have a $100 gift certificate to A1 Pet Emporium. And guess what? We have another surprise for you.
Oh, wow, okay.
Welcome, Trish Clark.
Hi.
How are things at A1 Pet Emporium?
Going really well, thank you, Pat.
Excellent, and you have brought a very handsome guest with you
Yes,
today.
I brought Phil with us.
Haxel. How are you?
Doing great.
And you are the rep for this product.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yes, Nature's Variety. Our Instinct product is actually our grain-free, all-natural product. We are the leader in frozen raw and raw-inspired products, and we're just excited to be here today.
Oh, well, I am so excited that you came because when Trish told me about this product, I went, wow. And I think I took some of this, actually, and have... My dogs absolutely love it.
Wonderful.
So, and now it's going to be with them because I don't think they could go back to that other thing. So I have a lady here who says that her dog might like this. Do you think your dog might like this kind of food?
I think she'll love it. She keeps trying to sniff the bag, so I think
What do you think, Jamil?
I think she will too. She loves barbecue too.
I don't even want to hear
I don't
that.
think they've come out with barbecue flavor yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's coming, it's
I don't
coming.
want to hear that. We're talking about nutrition here now. Consider that. So, would you like to have these things?
absolutely. I think
Well,
it'd
we
be-
are donating them because we love this dog. And so these are going to be yours and hers, and Smokey's going to have a new thing. Now, as Trish will tell you, you need to start off slowly. Am I right? I don't know what you've been feeding. Don't even tell me. If it's barbecue, I don't want to hear it. But these items are excellent for your dog's health. And we
Great.
do want to see that Smokey lives a long life
Yes. That's
right.
and is your baby. Look here, Smokey, did you see that? I'm just wondering if you're going to even like that. You think
She
you
knows what
might?
that sound means.
She knows what the sound means, and she says, oh my gosh, look at that. Are those good? Oh yes, oh yeah. I think this is going to do.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, thank you, Trish, for bringing. Phil, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This is
Thank
just wonderful, and thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
care
I
of your
really
dog.
appreciate it.
I am so proud for you and for your dog. She says, I need more. And Jamil, I'm especially proud of you. You found us
Thank
a
you.
wonderful lady with a
Yes, I
super
did.
dog.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
I was so excited when I finally contacted Holly Brady. And Holly, you are a photographer and you do magazine covers and things like that. The OKC mag, I noticed that you did, and this particular cover.
Yes, I shot, this is Frankie, the French Bulldog, so I photographed him.
Excellent.
And I also write with the magazine, so I have some articles in there, and I do the photography with the articles as well.
That is just fabulous. And this, of course, is the Scooby Dog. And come here, sweetheart. Come here. Come here. What a handsome boy. Now tell me where you got this dog.
Okay, so I adopted him. His name is Ozzy. I adopted him almost 8 years ago from Free to Live. He was 1.5 when I adopted him, and he had had 2 previous owners, both who had taken him back to the shelter. So I was the 3rd person to take him home.
Why was that? This dog is wonderful.
Well, now he is. He was very ornery.
Oh, I see.
He had a little bit of a wild hair for the first few years, but we really worked with him and trained with him, and so
a
now
lot of
he's
people
perfect.
make the mistake of getting puppies, and then they don't understand why they don't act like adult dogs. So this is what creates a little bit of a problem. But this dog, now, this is how you came to him. How did you come up with the concept of your book?
Okay, well, I had always wanted to write a children's book since I was probably 4 years old. I used to write books and bind them myself and do all the artwork for them when I was a kid. So after I graduated college, I decided I was going to write a children's book, and Ozzy is my companion. I actually went to school in Colorado, so he was my travel buddy. We went everywhere together. So when I wrote the book, I wanted to write it about him because he just had so many funny stories. So I wrote the book, and it got published in 2012. So his name in the book is actually Scoobert. That's his nickname. We're really big on nicknames in my family. So he
So
goes,
with your personality and your creativity and his character, it was perfect.
yes.
It just turned out perfect. Well, he is a wonderful dog, and you know, this is the thing. This is an adopted dog.
Yes.
I wish people would understand the value, you know, of getting a dog like this. And of course, he was virtually kind of saved.
Yes,
He'd
exactly.
been returned twice, you know, because obviously he does have some golden retriever in him and maybe some lab, some of these things, which would make him a very active dog.
Oh, super active.
So when he was active, people sometimes don't know what to do with that. And this is the virtue, the value of adopting an older dog too, a dog that is a year-old, a 2-year-old dog, a 3-year-old to a 10-year-old dog. They are through all of that, and most of the rescues from which they can be adopted have trained some of these dogs so that they have virtually an adult attitude.
Exactly.
Which is wonderful. Well, we are so pleased that you came in, and we are so proud. Every time we see one of these covers, I'm going to wonder if you did that. We're going to be right back, and we're going to toss this over to Ted.
And you all were talking about OKC Pets magazine, and we have some writers in the group today. Pat always has a wonderful message at the end with her mission statement. And on this particular issue, the picture of Frankie the French Bulldog taken by Holly. And you all can come on and join me on
Okay,
a previous
let's go.
magazine in February. Who's that? That's Ozzy.
There he
Scoobert.
is. There he is.
And you also took the photos for this one too.
I did, yes.
And wrote it as well, so that's awesome.
It is awesome. The thing I love about it, and we had just mentioned it on that previous segment, is that she has socialized him. He came in as a pup, returned a couple times because of the activity, obviously, and she socialized him by taking him everywhere that she went. This is so important, guys. This dog was virtually made an adult with a great, great social attitude from what? Being taken with you.
Yes.
You took him everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
makes a big difference. It does. So, Ted, what do we have
Yeah,
here?
we have your book here. Tell us a little bit about it without giving away the ending.
Okay. Well, actually, the premise behind the book was because when I adopted Ozzy, he was such a rascal that his main problem was stealing food. So, of course, the book is Scoobert Steals a Meatball. And it teaches kids about your conscience and, you know, learning right from wrong. So Ozzy goes to a meatball store and he steals a meatball. And after, you know, much thinking about it, he realizes that his actions were wrong and he learns how to apologize. And so anyways, it's a really fun story.
Yeah,
and
the doggy does right.
yes.
And that happens a lot with dogs, Pat, that the food, they like to jump on the counters or
yes.
steal the food. What do you do about that?
Oh, there are a lot of ways to correct that. A dog that jumps up on the counter. I never allow that. And all you have to do just one time, when they're standing on the counter, you look at them and you say no, and you touch with your toe their back toe. Okay? Not hitting it, just touching it. All you have to do is even get a light touch, and they will go down and go, whoa, the consequences of that was not really fun. So that works every time. Otherwise, you have a treat and you say no, down. So that every time that you go to the counter and you say sit, you know, then they do that. It is a problem for most people. I just don't allow it.
Now, what suppressed that with Scoobert? What made Scoobert stop going for the food?
A little more years of maturity, but quite honestly, when we go to schools to, you know, promote the book and do stories, we tell all the kindergartners, you know, he learned his lesson, he learned right from wrong, but in reality, if we leave the house and we accidentally leave food out, it's just our fault. We know now he's 8 years old, so we just have to leave nothing on the countertop.
I love that answer. I love that answer because we are sometimes the cause of
Yes.
that. You should never leave food out for a child, for a dog, anything like that. Yeah,
And
I
Holly,
agree.
you mentioned going to schools, and in the back there's kind of a curriculum in your book. Can you talk about that a little bit and how you developed it?
Yes, absolutely. My mom was a kindergarten teacher for 20 years, so she actually helped me write some lesson plans to go in the back of the book. So when we go to schools, it's a little more marketable. Even, you know, parents that have their kids home in the summer, it's really easy for them to take the book, go through the exercises with their kids. There's a lot of parents that don't necessarily know how to teach or engage with their kids, so it kind of just gives them that extra boost to help their kids, and also the kids can go through it on their own and do exercises.
And I love these stories because it does, and kids can assimilate all of the information through this kind of story much easier than someone just telling them or correcting them.
Yes, absolutely.
So they can put themselves in this position and go, ooh, that's right, that doggy learned. I love that.
And this is a Tate Publishing book, so where can folks get this?
You can get it online at tatepublishing.com. Scoobert also has a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/The Adventures of Scoobert Humperdinck, and so you can go online and you can order them there, and he will actually pautograph it for you.
I love
And
it.
you will comment back, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
and folks, I really recommend this book because it is all that she says, and as Tim has alluded to, it is an excellent, excellent education thing for kids. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was just great. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
Candy and Kelly are with us today from Hounds of the Heartland. I am so glad that you guys are here. Of course, this is one of my favorite breeds. Everybody knows that. This is one breed, though, that I have never had, and it is on my bucket list. These greyhounds are excellent, and as we know, guys, this is an ancient breed, so they have been refined to the point, and the interesting thing is, because they have not been looked at as conformation kind of dogs, more of the racing breed, they have only been refined toward that. So athletically, structurally, nothing has been really altered or changed. So this is the important part. These greyhounds are as pure as they were when they originated, and it makes me proud and so enthusiastic for it. So you all have an event coming up pretty soon? She says she does. She says, tell us about
She
that.
is telling us.
What is that?
It's our 6th annual Greyhound Gala, and this is our one and only fundraiser a year, and it's just a great time. We have raffles, refreshments, silent auction, just good get together. And we always have our foster dogs there so everybody can come and see what dogs are available and what a greyhound is like.
Yes, so how many greyhounds are in your rescue now?
We have about 5 or 6 right now that are currently available
Excellent.
for adoption.
And of course, they do, folks, come in different colors. This is the beautiful thing about them. You get all kinds of colors in these dogs and markings that are just outstanding.
18.
Yes. Oh, 18. It is incredible. It is really incredible. So we are so pleased there again. And these are beautiful dogs. Now, these are actually your dogs, are they not? So tell me, you rescued yours?
Actually, Dane is mine. Yes.
Okay, so
and,
you rescued him.
we adopted him about 3.5 years ago, and he's just a part of our family.
So with the white dog, this is yours. And
Yes, that's Dream.
And you rescued her. So, I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, we do appreciate it so much, guys, and I would like to make a donation of $500 to your organization
thank you, Pat.
for any help that it can be, because I think the strength of any organization like yours are the volunteers, the people that work so hard. So there has to be some kind of acknowledgement there, and I am so glad to tell you how great you guys are to do this.
Thank you. we are all volunteers. It all goes to the dogs.
That's exactly right, and I am so aware of it. I attend your event every year, and it is, someday I'm going to have one of these dogs. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
We are definitely going to do a dog food segment today. We always do, right? And we've been doing it for so long that we've had people ask us about these two. Some say, are Sherry and Bill married? Are they girlfriend and boyfriend? Are they sister and brother? Well, we have a lot of answers for you today, because when I met these two, the reason that I kind of hooked them up is because they are a great deal alike. They're both very personable, and they're both very creative in what they do. Now, everybody knows Bill Bonadio is Italian, right? So Sherry looks maybe Irish to me.
Thank you. A little Irish, a little German.
Irish and German. I was going to say Irish or German, and sometimes the combination is excellent. That'd be me. At any rate, we were going to kind of get down to the nitty-gritty. So I am going to talk about you and what you do. We'll start with Sherry. Now, I understand you have Barking Dog Bakery. I understand there are dogs that like to kind of hang out at your place.
They sure do. I actually have my dog there, a 3-year-old poodle, same as Peyton. The best thing in the whole world is when he gets his friends to come in and play with him. So yeah, they do. They hang out.
Yeah, you've got lots of food, and you love on your dog all the time. I noticed that. I noticed also you sanitize your hands and use your gloves and what have you. I thought that was probably pretty good.
Well, thank you.
I don't know that the dogs would know the difference, but those of us who serve our dogs probably would.
Right.
And you specialize in a lot of different things. Your treats are just, it's like going into a regular bakery.
Well, thank you. We hope so.
And the items that you have that are there for sale, tell me about those.
The main items that we have is we want it to be like a one-stop, health-related stop for the dog, because it's a Barking Dog Bakery. It's a one-stop shop. So what we have is we have different things to accommodate, and it's something that could ail them, and then we have a treat that would go along with that in another nutritional way.
Mm-hmm. And you cook those by hand. We have seen you preparing this, and it is a kind of a long task. So I know that you're very careful about what you put into them. So they also, as I remember you mentioning, they are also treats that people can eat. So it wouldn't hurt if you were feeding your dog a treat and your child walked up and something fell on the floor. It's not going to be,
Toxic.
harmful.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
So tell me what you do put into these.
Well, what we focus on is we have several different flours as the base just very little minute amount of flour goes into the products because we want the bulk of the products, let's just say banana nut. We want to have the majority of the bananas along with the next to no sugar peanut butter. And it's just going to either have a rice-based flour, tilapia. Well, there are tilapias in one of the recipes. Sorry about that, the fish one. But there's several different flours to accommodate an allergen or anything like that to balance their glucose and to balance their system.
So, and that's one thing that I do love about your bakery is that a person can go in there and say, you know, I'd love to buy treats for my dogs, but he's allergic to this or she's allergic to that. So you can specifically point out to them those treats that they can have which won't be injurious. I just think that's excellent.
Well, thank you. That is how a person should be, so to speak, when you're accommodating a special need. And we actually get a kick out of it because there's no extra cost and we can expand some new learning techniques and some learning needs that a special dog might have.
Yeah, and this is the important thing. So I am so pleased. You know, when I went into your bakery the first time, I said, "You have got to be on my show."
Well, thank you.
You know, and it just has proved to be so worthy. So I'm going to ask you a question, which everybody out there is screaming, "Well, tell me for goodness sakes."
Oh.
Is he your husband?
He's not my husband, but we sure enjoy a lot of the similar different things. We talk about food. We talk about, gosh, recreational type of vehicles and things like that. So
and dogs.
And a lot of dogs.
And
yeah.
there you go. Okay, so I'm going to switch to Bill. You acknowledge you're not married to this lady.
No.
And she's not your sister.
No.
And she's not a relative.
No.
She is just a very good friend. So there, for those of you who wanted to know, I have definitively given you an answer, have I not? Sure. So, Bill, everybody wanted really to know about your place. We always refer to Papa Dio's and where it's located. And I know that we took a videographer went over there and took some great video and shows of you with your cars driving up in this beautiful car, because you do cars, right?
I do actually manufacture my own car. The car that's in the video is actually a Dio Tipo 61, which if you're interested
I don't know
into
what
cars,
that means.
well, if you go to diocars.com, you can go ahead and look up the cars. I actually am a manufacturer. I'm the only manufacturer in Oklahoma of an actual vehicle, and you can build it in your home. It's kind of like a model in a box.
See, for some reason or other, I cannot visualize you with oil all over your hand.
Well, I have olive oil in one hand, and I have motor oil in the other hand. So,
there you go.
You know, I'm Italian. I just stay greasy any way I can,
I
right?
love it. I love it. And so you actually do some of the cooking here.
I actually do, and if you'll notice, I use a lot of alcohol, and I'm a little flamboyant in my cooking skills. I just like to have a lot of fire.
Well, and this is the thing. Everybody loves it. Adults love it. And I noticed that all of your customers, you get so familiar with them, and so they are so friendly, and they love you and keep coming back time and again. What is the customer who has been there the longest time? Do you know who that would be?
Well, I started in 1979, and I've had several customers lately that have told me, "Oh, I've eaten with you for 30 years. I've eaten with you for 25 years." I had a lady come in a couple weeks ago that was she played on the girls' field hockey in Cassidy like 20-something years ago, when we used to write on the walls at the restaurant. And she came in and she was surprised. She had 3 kids.
I love
her
it.
mother was in it. And she, on her way out, she said, "It tastes the same way as it was in high school." I said, "Well, I'm still cooking."
And of course, you come from a long line of cookers. The chefs are in your blood.
I am a 3rd-generation restaurateur. My grandfather came over on the boat. He opened a restaurant. My dad had his first restaurant at 18. And
in New York?
In Connecticut, actually.
In Connecticut, okay.
And then we moved here in '71, where my dad continued being in the restaurant business. And then in 1979, I gave it a shot myself on my own, and the rest is, I'm still working.
Yeah, and this is the thing that I hope that we have answered some of these questions, because it is a fantastic, fantastic story between the two of you, and you work so well together. Tell me what you brought today.
Sherry, what'd you bring today?
Well, what we brought today is, I want to say, you just kitchen sink, so to speak. You're in your kitchen and let's say it's storming like it's been doing lately, and just grab whatever you have. So what we have is the kitchen sink. It's going to have every type of meat possible in it: the lamb, the turkey, the salmon, apple, banana, carrots. Just a nice foliage and a nice protein approach to a diet. And then we also have what I think you should have in your, so to speak, cabinet for your dog in general is anything that would address any any type of health need whatsoever, and from an extremely natural, holistic approach, which is what our treats are.
Ah, excellent. I see you brought an apple and bananas here to prove that that is what is in your product.
That's right. That's
so,
right.
Mr. Bill, what did you bring?
Well, you know, any good restaurateur is always ready to cook anything and has to be prepared. So preparation of anything, including anything at your house, if you're going to be a homeowner or actually a woman of the house who has to take care of the cooking, the cleaning, and everything. If you prepare food and have it in your restaurant, in your refrigerator, then you can whip up anything at a minute's notice. And what I basically did today is brought stuff that I normally have prepared in the refrigerator, and it's
So
kind of clean the
what is
icebox. Well, a lot of times you'll go to the grocery store and you'll buy a bunch of chicken because it's on sale.
Chicken, and what is this?
That's potatoes and fresh green beans.
Oh my gosh, that is wonderful.
And you know, basically, if chicken's on special and you got to buy 5 pounds of it, the best way to do that is go ahead and blanch it off, or grill it off, or fry it off, and then package it up and then put it in your refrigerator, and you can make chicken salad with it.
There's never a time that you run out of conversation, except we run out of time. I appreciate it so much, guys. It is so great. But go ahead and tell us.
We're just going to whip it all together. We just had some chicken that we went ahead and blanched off. We're going to put in a few potatoes here, and I like home fried potatoes. I know a lot of people like hash browns, but I like home fries. So I always have some blanched off potatoes in there. Fresh green beans, you know, they'll last up to a week. A lot of pre-cooked ingredients will stay up to a week. So you can go ahead and do this and just break them up.
It.
And we're just going to add a little bit of rosemary, because this is one of my favorite spices, and the dogs really like rosemary. It's an aromatic spice, and it's good for them. And basically, we've got everything here. We've got our protein, we've got our starch, and we've got our vegetables. And you just have to cut it up a little bit so the dogs can eat it, because they can't suck down a green bean like we can.
Right.
You know how
I love feeding my dogs green beans, and they love them.
They really do.
But
they have to have them. And basically, there you are. You've got your full, balanced
protein and greens.
meal.
Look at that.
And it's clean the icebox. It's what we have.
So is this that you saying that this is cooked or served raw?
No.
Cooked?
Everything is pre-blanched in your refrigerator or your freezer.
Yeah.
You know, food that's prepared will stay up to a week in most cases, and it's best to put a little bit of a date on it so you know how long it's been in there. So sometimes we just get flustered sometimes, and I'm going to be 60, so I can't remember everything all the time. So you know, I have to.
But you still are single and still available.
Well,
and that's,
yeah.
you know, that's another thing somebody asked me. If they're not married, is Bill Bonadillo available? This has been so much fun, and I hope we've answered everybody's questions about these two. You are a vital part of this show, and I appreciate both of you.
Well, thanks, Pat.
And one of these days, I'm going to let you. Maybe I'll make you teach me how to cook, because it's not an easy thing to do, and I know you would probably hesitate on it. But guys, take care. We've had a great time this year, and we hope that you will tune in again next week.
We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging holes, thing like that. Dogs, talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs, just talking about dogs. Lost and alone, running the street, checking the garbage, looking to eat. Out there sad and on their own, the law will get them if they got no home. Dogs, talking about dogs. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. You say they were angels sent from above, and a year or two later you fell out of love.